Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. I'm happy to have Chris and Stacy with me as we say goodbye to Fargo Season 4 with a season finale that overall was quite predictable and wrapped up a lot of storylines, a lot of plot holes still, though. And I would like to start off by saying I was wrong that that Satchel, in fact, was Mike Milligan. As I said, I was open to the idea that in the episode, they made it very clear, which they did, and I appreciate the writers for doing that. So we didn't have a whole bunch of commenters just theorizing shit. He's Mike Milligan. Okay. But all right. Stacy, where would you like to begin?
Where's Grandma? Did they send her down south to as punishment for being disobedient?
She's asleep. She was asleep. She's sleeping that big. Grandma's sleeping for 19 hours, and they only wake up for Jeopardy.
She still got to cook and knit sweaters.
I said the exact same thing. Where's Grandma? They're all driving the car. Where the fuck is Grandma?
And again, no security. All he got left is Opal. And Opal still was ready to ride. He was like, "You sure, boss? We can, just the two of us, we can take the Italians." No, Opal is over. Just stop.
They're all dead.
We lost, and we lost horribly. Also, Lloyd likes oranges. I just noticed when he died on the porch, it was just oranges. He likes his vitamin C. I appreciate that.
Is that an Easter egg, Chris? There's some connection to oranges and Fargo?
Well, we saw the oranges in the truck with all the guns.
I was about to say,
maybe he had like an orange market. My thing is, Lloyd should have been just a legit businessman. He should just went full on ghost. Like, I'm going legit. The thug life is not my thing.
Not.
He is smart. He is ingenuitive. He could have just built a nice little business and just continued to expand it. He could have tried the financial sector, do some credit products, maybe in the Black community, did a Black bank or something and expanded across the South. I think he would have been really successful as a legit businessman.
Yeah, I'd say.
Maybe even partner with the Smutnies to have a chain of funeral homes. People die all the time. It
there you go.
Perfect.
Especially in his crew, because he ain't that good. I mean, he was guaranteed business, as we saw.
And it's a good way to hide and transport bodies and stuff. Perfect.
See? You should have been their financial planner. He would turn out a whole lot better. Chris, where'd you like to take it?
So I like the episode. I knew going into this, for one, I knew when they kind of had to delay the show itself from April, the original time frame, to because of COVID to end of September, I knew it had to be a reason. And afterwards, finding out that they didn't get to shoot the last two episodes until literally like end of August, September, and they had to go through certain protocols just to film the last two episodes. So they kind of seriously had to rush it. I think I saw some, I read something about Chris Rock trying to tie some of his schedule in because, he got two movies coming out and certain things. So I'm kind of curious, especially with this last episode, because this episode seemed really short. They did this big, they did the little straight up the whole Oscar thing in the beginning of the whole in memorial type thing. More like, you know how they do now. You know what I mean? So you had a lot of that, you know what I mean? It just didn't seem that long of an episode. And I'm curious if it had anything to do with the whole COVID situation. You know what I mean? Because a lot of, like in the previous seasons, it doesn't just end kind of abruptly like that, So, but I don't know. But I did still like the episode itself. I still wanted like a Twister to come through, and then the Twister like all of a sudden parted like freaking Moses, and then you have a limping rabbi just coming out, to like I knew damn well he wasn't gonna do. But now I it answered a lot of the questions. See, I told you, just wait till the last episode. You'll find out what happened to the kids. Like, where's the kids at? You find out where all the kids are at, including Zero. You know what I mean? So find out where all the kids, like, where's the sister? Find out where the sister is, like
no grandma.
No grandma.
She's so insecure. She didn't even have did she even have lines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is she even paid for that? I'm wondering. Like she's an extra at that point.
She's paid in fried chicken
and greens.
Y'all wrong.
and sweet potato pie.
Nope.
Come on, Chris.
Nope, nah. Now I enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed the abruptness even of the whole Fargo style of Gusto dying, him and his girl, his nurse girlfriend. That is some straight up Coen brother shit, where it's like out of nowhere, if you watch No Country for Old Men, it's like you be mid sentence and then like that's it. She's like, any last words? It's like, yeah, shoot him first so I can watch. And then he's like, what? And then he's knocked out. I was like, that is straight up Coen brothers, I appreciate that. That was really cool. I like how the ghost kind of came out in the very, very end. It kind of shows what I'm kind of suspecting is, I guess, the ghost only appeared. You know when she was looking at her reflection right before they shot her? But when she was looking happy, I guess, and then when she looked in the reflection, there was something over her shadow.
Yeah.
Over her shoulder. That was
I didn't think that was the ghost though, because that don't make any sense. It's connected to the black women. But I did see.
Until you touch. So that's the thing. Until you actually like, I from what I thought was, once you're kind of once you kind of make contact with those women, that like it only then it kind of follows you in a way. That's how I kind of took it. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. You saw the ghost. All right, I saw something in the mirror too. I agree. I saw something in the mirror. I know what the fuck that was. But okay.
Yeah, he's like, damn, is that my screen? Hold on.
I was like, what the?
I need some Lysol. Like,
you know what? I thought I saw her face distorted. Right? And I thought she was like saying, like, I see the monster that I am, or something. Like in the end, she sees that she's messed up or something. That's how I took it.
Yeah,
that's how I took it. But
I'm sorry, I'm chilling outside for a second. Just getting packages, and it's raining, so totally not professional, but hey, man, I'm human.
Well, steal your packages if you leave them out there.
Yeah, man.
It was really wet. Yeah, so I genuinely thought the episode was was all right. It wasn't anything amazing. I don't know. I think Stacey would probably laughed at this moment and probably didn't like this, but I liked it. I liked Chris Rock's expression as he was expiring. I thought, because for one, that was very haunting in a way, and I guess that kind of set the path that Satchel.
He was giving me Pookie from.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
New Jack City.
He was giving me Pookie. He was giving me Pookie. That's exactly what I thought.
See. Here I am. I'm about to give him like all the roses. Chris Rock did acting, and I'm thinking to myself, no, Stacey gonna go in on him. He gonna be like, this is Pookie when he was like, come on, man. Like, no, no. I thought it was great. Clearly, anytime someone is having a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the music's playing, they about to die, So the way it ended, I am so looking forward to what they're going to do in season 5. I mean, it kind of brings up other theories that I have. Clearly, other than the biggest Easter egg at the end for season 2, the other one that probably wasn't as noticeable was when Chris Rock realized he lost like half of his business to the Italians, and Abel explained to him and said, no, like, you think it's small, we're thinking global. And I was like, oh, that explains why in season 2, which Mike Milligan was part of, the whole mafia, they're part of this Kansas City mafia that's been around for, like, they said 20, 30 years. And I was like, is this the syndicate that they're talking about? This is why they're nationwide, is because of what Abel kind of put in place back in 1951. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Now I'm starting to kind of theorize if there's a season 5, because they like to jump. That's the thing. None of these seasons they ever do present day. It's always take place in the past. Even the first season took place like 10 years before. I guess 2014 is when it premiered, but it took place like in 2006. So I would theorize that maybe if they do a season 5, it will be in between the events of 1979 or not, or yeah, either the events of 1979 up until 2006, or actually the other way around from 19. I would say probably the next. I take that back. I would say the next season will probably be in the 60s. We're going to be looking at next time. We're going to look at maybe possibly the 60s. Who knows? Maybe we'll see the sister come back. That's what I love about the shows. Like, they bring up random characters back, and you're like, oh, this is what the person's up to, or this is why so and so did this, or called them this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just like the way it ended. It was clear that they plan on having other stuff and like other like decade seasons in mind. So we'll see where they go with it. So
I liked how, again, mostly everything got tied up, right? So Josto, before he gets in the back of the head, he gets revenge for his dad. I understand killing the guy who denied him service at the hospital. I don't understand killing the not the constable, the father-in-law, the soon-to-be father-in-law.
Oh, I didn't know who that was.
Yeah. He got the head of the hospital, and then he got the father-in-law. Both of them were in the back of the car, and he killed both of them.
Yeah, didn't his father-in-law threaten to like snitch him out in the last episode? Didn't he say like he threatened him with something? He said I don't want anything to do with you. I mean, he would say I don't want anything to do with you. You about to get ran out of town, I guess, by the blacks, whatever. But like he was just cutting ties with them. I mean, he didn't necessarily try to turn him in, but he definitely was like shitting on him, calling him like all kinds of Italian slurs and stuff. So he definitely didn't treat him right. Yeah. I mean, but anyway, so he killed them both. I thought that was cool before he died. I liked even Abel bringing everything back together again to be like, this whole family thing is not good. They actually blamed Josto for Gaetano shooting himself in the head, because who would believe that shit? So they're like, no, you must have killed him, because that's ridiculous. This man just shot himself in the head. So that was kind of interesting. And then we talked about the nurse. We predicted that the nurse was just going to confess, to be like, yeah, I killed him for him. I'm like, you realize they're going to kill you, right? Like, you're not just walking away from this shit.
Hey, they bailed her out to get her to confess and then kill her.
I'm like, stay in prison. You got a better chance at least living. She ran
right in the head. You act like this is the same person, for one.
She was sane enough to say, I gotta get the fuck out of town because the cops are coming for me. As Stacey pointed out, she was about to run when she heard that the guy she poisoned was still alive. She was supposed to run, and she didn't.
And clearly she wasn't in the right frame of mind afterwards when she realized Ethel was the one who did it, and she decided to stay. So clearly she is not sane. Okay. Are you surprised that she just started singing like a bird all of a sudden? She's like,
yeah, I am, because when the cops come, she ran from the cops right in front of her. Like, she wasn't like, you got me, let me tell my stories of murder. Like, I mean, usually those kind of serial killers, they want to be arrested, like they want to be in front of the cameras so they can brag about what they did. She made a sane decision to be like, I need to get away from the cops. But when she's facing surely death, it don't take no torture or nothing, she's like, yeah, I killed the daddy for him.
I would have too. Here's the deal. If you were threatened, here's the deal, because I'm pretty sure this is how it went down. Okay, clearly they were going to kill her either way, because the black girl already confessed that the nurse killed her. So here's the deal. She's going to die anyway. She might as well say, wait, no, your leader told me to do it. It's fine. So in her mind, and I would have probably done the same. You know what I mean? Like said, oh no, it's okay. Your leader, the boss, he said it was fine. He told me to do it. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with really, like, you know what I mean? Obviously it didn't work out in her favor, duh. But I'm just saying, like, what other? She would have died either way. Is my point. And she took the most. Do you not think that she was going to die if she did not say that? Because they clearly already knew that she killed him. They just needed a confirmation of who gave you that order.
I understand, Chris. I'm saying in any other situation, once you wouldn't have went with them. Let's just start there. When they asked the questions, who bailed me out, and she saw who bailed her out, and she didn't know who those fuckers were, she should have stayed in jail. But going with them, usually you would get tortured in that kind of situation. Like, I'm not talking because you gonna kill me anyway. So I'm like, work for it a little bit. She did not confess like she thought she was talking her way out of this shit. She was confessing like, hey, we're gonna die together. Like, it's not just me, like it's him too. Like, she talked as if she knew her fate and she just wanted him to be a part of it. And in the end, she just wanted to make sure he was killed first, which makes her really crazy. But like, she just too calm to accept her death.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
She was not trying to talk her way out of it.
Yeah, no, she's seriously crazy. She's seriously crazy.
Well, so, that's what makes her a serial killer. But I'm like, she would have. I thought I would have took it better. She would realistically try to talk her way out of this, like she did with the cops. And they say, "Nah, bitch, like you done."
I would say she did a lot more insane stuff than she did sane stuff. Just because she talked to some cops, compared to all that other crazy shit she did in the other 8 episodes. I don't think that just all of a sudden be like, oh, she did that one good decision. All of a sudden, she can actually go out in the public without a straitjacket. Like, no, even crazy people say some sane stuff sometimes, or you know what I mean. That don't mean shit. You know, even Charles Manson, even at one point held a job. You know what I mean? That don't mean a damn thing. You know, I mean, you can't just say just because she like made that one decision, all of a sudden she's not crazy. That's come on, dude.
Okay, like that's not even my
at
point.
The end, it showed that she really was crazy.
It's not my point. Where she's saying, Stacey, what are your thoughts? I see you making faces. What you got?
I agree that it was odd that she was just so willing to say, yeah, I did it, and he told me to. Like, she wasn't going to get murdered. But then towards the end, I was like, okay, she pretty much accepted that she's going to get murdered because she was going to go to jail for life anyway. So I guess she just felt like, okay, well, I'd just rather die. But what I didn't get was Lloyd. Okay, Ethelrita went to Lloyd with the ring. Did Ethelrita know that Justo told her to do it? Like, how did
it all just worked out somehow?
How did that just?
It just worked out for her. It just worked out for her somehow.
What was your question? Is that
I'm saying when Ethelrita went to Lloyd and say, "Hey, I have the ring of the mafia guy or whatever," the nurse killed him. Yeah. She didn't know that Justo conspired to kill the boss, right?
No.
So Lloyd goes to Abel and says, hey, I got this ring from the nurse that lives across the street from my funeral home. And then all of a sudden it just works out that Justo gets on the hook for killing the daddy.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
The nurse easily confesses that, yeah, I did it.
Okay, she did it.
Because Justo told me to do it. Like, it started off with, we got the person who probably really killed the lead. It don't make any sense. It does not make any sense. But what happened was she just confessed and said, yeah, I'm the one that did it. But then she said, well, Justo's the one that told me to do it.
Right. I the way I kind of theorize is that essentially Chris Rock filled in the blanks and kind of just like made up the part about.
Oh, I forgot. He knows everything about it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, no, he just knew
no, I think he
that she was screwing Justo. So, oh yeah, he must have told you.
No. What I think was Chris Rock made up the story because they had a lot of bloodshed going on. He made up the whole because seriously, like he kind of made it seem like okay, he is all about power. His brother, the son is all about power. That like he is the reason why he's dead. So he just kind of instilled that in his mind, and I believe that is essentially when they got the nurse, that just happened to be it just kind of connected.
The actual story, man.
Yeah. It's Fargo, bro. I hate to say that, but Fargo
because Lloyd knew Justo came to him and was like, hey, you can either kill Gaetano, because he killed your son, or you can kill Zero. I don't give a fuck. Like, that is what he can go to Abel with, like, oh, he was willing for me to take out both these men. Like, he knew that. But the whole nurse thing, like, I just really didn't understand how that would stop the war.
The nurse thing would stop the war?
Well,
Yeah,
if he knew
how
for a
was him
fact that he
having the
didn't know,
ring from the nurse who killed the daddy stops the war?
Because it took out the guy who started the war in the first place.
But that just happened.
yes,
It didn't connect.
yes,
Lori didn't know that. Eltharita didn't know that. Nobody knew that but the nurse.
yep.
Yeah.
The dude that was sleeping
I
in the
seriously
same,
think he's
if
walking
the
in.
dude that was sleeping in the same room when he got killed was still alive to say, yeah, the nurse came in and but no, there was no connection. All you doing is taking the word of this crazy ass nurse who just like killing people to say that, oh, well, he told me to do it, which he did, but he didn't. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't think he was like, oh, go kill my daddy. He was
He
just
did it.
like,
He
Well,
did
so
it.
so I also believe that Abel was not couldn't hearing it from the nurse. He wasn't surprised because Abel already saw
I
it
agree.
also like being crazy before, and
But
even
you don't
suggesting
take
even
out
like
the
killing
boss just
his
on the
own like
hearsay
brother
of some
before.
crazy
And
nurse.
he's
Is my
just
point.
like like you can't do that. New York did not want that. That when he hears it, that he wasn't surprised. He's like, you know what? And there's a ring too. Of course, like who was the only person? Who was the only person that was in the room with Donatello? And that was his son. You know what I mean? With the nurse. So
But the dude
so
was
he
in
wasn't.
there
Yeah,
too.
that's not true because he wasn't even there. Actually, it was the guy who was sleeping. The guy who was
The dude
sleeping
was
was the only
sleeping
one
in
in
the
the room.
room when
But
this
then I would.
happened.
Yeah, but I guess again I say then how again who was supposed who where was Gusto in that same at that same moment? Wasn't he in the hospital as well?
No, he wasn't.
He was in the
Like
hospital.
he
That's how he
wasn't.
screwed the nurse.
They were fucking somewhere else, but they were not in the
That
room.
happened
Like,
before.
Oh no, not in
yeah,
the room. I'm not talking about the room. I'm just talking about the hospital. Period.
in the,
Yes.
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
it's plot convenience. It's just plot convenience. They
Yeah.
just needed the shit to move forward. It doesn't make any sense, but they just needed it to move forward. So we're not going to get a satisfactory answer to any of this bullshit. But that's what they needed to happen. Ethelrida, being the narrator of this story, I get they came back to that with the book report. I get it. I needed a little bit more, like her just all of a sudden grabbing two suitcases and walking out the screen. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, is she gonna be a writer? Is she gonna go to France or some shit and study art? Like,
I thought she was
Chris,
gonna
you're
run
not.
off with,
Yeah, she had a painting in the background too. She had no. I'm saying she had Louis
Rock's
in the background, and she knew all that. I theorized like I don't know if they will do that in the next seasons and whatnot. That she is going to be probably overseas like she always wanted to be, and be the writer that she always wants to be. And it showed that she actually made it out. You know what I mean? Especially like talking about like we are like we're more than just black and white. We're more than just immigrants, domestic. You know what I mean? So I feel like at the end she kind of finally was able to get out of this BS that she wrote about. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I mean, to be as much as I like her, I don't know. It would be very interesting even to bring her back, even as an older woman necessarily.
I don't need her brought back. I need her being a grown woman in the 80s selling her best-selling novel about this story. Then I'm like, oh, okay. Like then I would, if she could have the painting behind her, I don't care, but show me like this meant something. Like her telling this story, that's how we know about the story. That like, she wrote about the book. Maybe she's in Paris doing this book signing. I don't give a fuck. But something to be like, it went somewhere. For her to be like, I did a book report for school. That's her official story. This is for school. Now I got two suitcases and I'm leaving. I'm like, where are you going as a high schooler?
See, that's the thing. See, if that's the type of show you want, Fargo's not for you. Again, watch any Coen Brothers film. They do not. There's a lot of things are purposely open to answer. There's a lot of times people say, "Hey, I'm leaving." It's like, "Where are you going?" I don't know, and it is just abrupt. It is abrupt. Watch Burn. Burn Before Reading? It is. There's no answers at the end. You're like, whoa. Like again, if you want the whole having a straightforward ending, again, like in my opinion, you shouldn't be watching Fargo in the first place because you know what I mean. And that's why luckily there's a lot of. I feel like the people who love Fargo loves to do the theories, and that is why, especially the way this ended, I am so glad because I remember at the end of season 2, people were upset. People were really upset and saying, "Okay, that doesn't make any sense. How the hell did Mike Milligan even get hired through the Italians as far as the mafia. That doesn't make any sense. They need to explain that. And they kind of, and then all of a sudden you see them in this, and that kind of, if they would explain that in the second season, it would have been as rewarding in this season. You see, you feel me? And just like certain things are not answered it here, if season 5 they bring that back up, you're just going to be like, okay, well they explained that already in season 4. It's not. They like to kind of keep you in. That's
I understand it, but
4 seasons.
I understand, but what you just said, to your point, we don't need to see her come back for no, like, there's nothing. Yeah. Why is she coming back? Like you said, I don't want to see her come back. I'm agreeing with you. Like, we don't need to see her in season 5. We just need to see a better, if she's the narrator of the story, then leave her be done with that. But at least we know that this story meant something.
Well, and again, that's why I say Coen Brothers, okay, not talking about Fargo, just talking about Coen Brothers, period. A lot of characters that you just don't know. You just don't know what happens. Right. That's all I'm saying.
It's cool. But what do you think, Stacey? Were you happy with the ending of Ethelrida's story?
I guess. I don't know. I thought she was going to run off with Lemuel and they were going to start a family. Or something.
Yeah, me too. He was supposed to be a suitor. He was bona fide.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what?
He was going to go play the horn in France, and she was going to study French. And hey,
there you go.
But whatever.
The more I think about it, the more I really do want the next season to take place in the 60s. It'll clearly be based off of something else, but maybe you'll see, I don't know, like a bombing happen at a like, because again, it'll be like obviously it's gonna be after like around civil rights thing, maybe we'll see like a black house burn down and it'll belong to like Mike's family or something, and then Mike all of a sudden gets I don't know, you know what I mean? And that'll be a portion of it.
She don't want to see that.
You don't want to see, yeah. Oh yeah, she's like, I already did Lovecraft Country. I ain't doing this again.
Yeah, we did that bullshit again, man.
I don't know. I guess my question is in season 5, like what decade would y'all want? See, because that's the thing, it's not going to take place present day because they don't do Fargo. They never do present day stuff. So like, what would you like to see in season 5? Did you want to see like even a prequel before all? Well, I don't know if you want.
Well, I haven't. Well, we haven't finished this one yet, man. Like I like to finish talking about this before we talk about like this.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So like just. So the main apparently the main story of the birth of or the origin story of Mike Milligan, we knew. So Lloyd comes home. He was staring too long with the oranges. Like when he walked up, like the constant like montage of seeing his happy family hold each other. I'm like, he's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead as fuck. Yeah. I'm like, speed this shit up. Like he should have walked in to be like, hey, God, bam. And then I'm like, I would be like, okay, because that would have been a surprise. But we knew Special Forces was coming back to get him. We knew Auntie was going to get through it. Nothing was going to stop her. You know what I'm saying? To your point, Chris, you're like, Satchel should have caught a body, as you put it, last episode, right?
Should have caught a body, or like I said, Rabbi should have came out on that Twister.
Or come out on the Twister, like on the Twister. I wanted in that moment with her just like shanking his dad, right? He's watching his father bleed to death, right? I wanted him at that moment to pull out a gun and say, you don't bring a knife to a gun. Not like, like he has a gun, she has a knife. And two things. He shoots this bitch who's smiling at him like, I just got a gun killing your daddy. I'm just going to walk away. Like, no, bitch, you're not. Okay. Or he goes, this motherfucker sold me. Because of him, I almost got killed. Because of him, he allows the woman to walk away. He's like, you know what? I got it. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, he could have did it. But he realized that, you know what? He deserves to die. Like, he deserves to die for this.
No, to me, that was a parallel to what happened with Rabbi as a kid when he looked at his father as he was dying. That's what that was.
He killed his father. That's not the same thing.
Huh?
He killed his father. That's not the same thing.
Well, no, okay. I'm not talking about the exact way of they dying. I'm just talking about the whole idea of them like kind of letting go of who they were, like who they were. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like, and that's exact. And I feel like that was the antithesis of what Rabbi went through. Like as his father laid there dying, he let go. And that seems like a constant thing with all the seasons. It's just more of like, who you were then, like you're just losing your innocence, and now you morph into something else.
Well, then to your point, he was supposedly did that last episode when he pulled the gun out on the two rednecks and was like, motherfucker, like that's when he lost his innocence.
Say that again.
Was
Say that again. I want to hear how you said that. Say that again.
Boy's like, yeah, here, little motherfucker. Like, he was like, get the fuck out of here. We pulled that little gun. To you, you were like, David, he's seen so much shit. Like, he's street now or something. I need to see the street. Like, if we're going from this one
I never said
scene
street.
to Mike,
No, I just mean like he just doesn't give a fuck. That's all I was saying.
and they
My
so
point is
show,
he just doesn't care.
then show us that. We saw the same kid.
Yeah,
We didn't. We saw the same kid who stares. And that's it. I mean, that's all he did. Like, he could have did that episode the first time we saw him. There was no progression in his character at all at this point. If he could, so pull a gun on two guys who walk up to you and talk some shit. You pull a gun on them and talk shit to them. Someone just shanks your father, and you're like, well, I guess I'll see you around. You know, like I'm just too scared right now to say anything. No. You drop her
you
there.
You wanted like the actual parallel to him having contempt for his father, or like him being pissed off. Is that what you're saying?
I wanted some action. I wanted him to prove that he's Mike Milligan in the making. He should have shot her.
I don't know, man. Maybe that was part of the COVID thing. Who knows, man? I don't know. I didn't need all that. That's the thing. I know
her stabbing Lloyd would avoid COVID. That wasn't 6 feet distance.
I guess my point is I know you're very visual or whatever. I didn't need all that. I didn't,
very visual. I want a story to make some damn sense. He could. I mean, it's not about being. He's just stared, Chris. There's nothing meaningful in that. And Mike Milligan, Rabbi killed his dad. Period. Like he held the gun and shot his dad. He didn't just watch him die. Like, wow, that's pretty fucked up. He killed his father, and that's a serious turn.
Yeah.
Like. And they should have discussed that to me in episode 9.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't need a necessary discussion, but I got you if you did. But okay, I understand. Okay. But yeah.
If he's gonna become Mike Mill, if this man is the basis of his personality as he grows up, I need to see something. I need to see that this man that spent maybe 2 weeks with him, maybe a month, meant so much to him, taught him so that he's like, I'm taking this man's name and I'm working for the same Italians that killed my dad. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. I'm working for the same Italians that treated me like shit and almost killed me. Like I'm working for these same Italians.
No, well, it wouldn't be the same Italians. It would just be for the entire syndicate. But for one, and two, the whole idea of even if you watch season 2 with Mike Milligan, he was kind of off anyway. So that's no surprise that Satchel was kind of, you didn't really get like a beat off of him, because Book and Woodburn, the way he played Mike, he was just like, you didn't really understand where he was coming from. Like, one of his men died. Like one of the Kitchen brothers died right in front of him. He's like, well, I want some waffles. Who wants some waffles? Like, it was just like, what? Like, what are you doing, Mike? Like, you know what I mean? So he just like, you could tell he's really messed up in the head, but he doesn't know how to express it. You know what I mean? And even like, I felt like even in that very last scene, he was like, he just kind of remembered when he did walk on that road, and I don't know. Again, if you watch season 2, especially if you watch it recently, I don't. Again, for me personally, I understand. Okay, this is where me and him disagree. He didn't get it. I got it. So so I guess it's up to the interpret, who interprets it. But again, the Coen brothers. And that's what's so great about the Coen brothers adaptations and whatnot. Some people get it, some people don't. That's just how it is.
Stacey, what are your views on Satchel's last transformation moment?
Well, the moment that Lloyd walks in his house, the door's open, he sees Satchel's MAGA hat sitting on the table.
He said MAGA.
Like, I just thought somebody was gonna die then. I thought when Satchel was coming down the stairs and the mom was looking, I'm like, okay, one of these people are gonna die like right now, and they didn't. So I was like, okay. But Satchel is watching this woman standing on his porch with a bloody knife, and he's like,
yeah,
let me go see what she's up to. Like, no, where's that? Hey, mom, there's a crazy lady on the porch. Or God forbid they actually had security in the house. He just walks out. Oh,
all right.
Hi, how are you? And then eventually notices bleeding crackhead daddy on the porch with oranges everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, no, I agree that they should have done a little bit more, but to me, it was, I guess they should have had more as far as the understanding of him basically listening to rap. Like I would have at least liked them kind of reminiscing back, I guess, when Rabbi kind of told him when they were running away, saying like, your family did the same thing that my family did or whatnot. Your family's probably gone and whatnot. And him kind of thinking just that, or kind of instilling into young Satchel that I'm really the only family you got. Your other family sold you. Kind of make it seem like, my family never really cared for me. He probably, what I mean? I would have at least liked that, like, I guess to your point, at least kind of like maybe him kind of struggling with like, damn, yes, I came back home, but like, were they even searching for me? Yeah. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So, and then I guess,
we thought you were dead. Okay.
And then for like some of the fans or some of y'all
you
watch it can understand a little bit better, But
thank you, Chris. At least you.
No, right. I mean, but for y'all, I mean only just clearly
for people like us. I'm sorry, we're not as understanding as the Coen brothers. I'm sorry, we need dialogue and shit. Like we actually need a story to tell us some shit.
They're Oscar winners for a reason, man. They don't necessarily have to put everything in there.
Hey, we talked about Oscar winners don't always do good shit. All right, let's not go there. All right, we got plenty of Oscar winners who do absolute shit.
M. Night, if you're out there, M. Night, shout out to you.
M. Night shits. Halle Berry shits. Like both Oscar winners.
Hey, don't talk about the beautiful Halle Berry. Yeah.
It's like this when you an Oscar doesn't make you a genius. Okay, sometimes you can do some shit. But even you said it. You wanted to see like how like his time with Rabbi shaped him in something that like helped him understand this moment, or see like how did Satchel ever learn what Rabbi felt having his dad trade him twice? Like, what made him say, I can kill my own father? Like, did he ever explain that to him? To be like, I can understand that. Like, or Loy is still alive. Late, and Auntie drops the knife, and Satchel finishes him off. Like, he could have saved him, but he was like, nah. Like, he was alive. He was like, help, like, get help. And he's like, no, he lets his father die. Because he, like, to your point, Stacey, he should have went inside and be like, daddy's dying as fuck out here. But he's like, and he lets his daddy die. Be like, well, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You gave me up. Like, that would have been something. That would have been something to be like, he's changed. Like, there's something wrong with him now. Like, and that will shape him in the future.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not trying to make excuses, but maybe it was COVID. I don't know. COVID kind of screwed up. I don't know.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Okay, now season 5. What do you want for season 5? I'm sorry, Chris. So let's talk about season 5.
No, I want to hear y'all prediction on season 5 first, or what y'all want.
Let's go to the 80s. Have they done the 80s yet? I like the 80s.
No, they have not done the 80s yet.
Let's do some 80s.
Right there, but
I want some Michael Jackson with an S curl. Like I want like Thriller playing. I want Mike Milligan like listening to Thriller.
And maybe Michael Jackson would be there, just like Ronald Reagan was in season 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though it was messed up. If y'all saw Ronald Reagan in season 2, that's messed up what they did to him. They had him forget a lot. Like he was a governor in there. He's like, Bruce Campbell was playing Ronald Reagan. He's like, yeah, that reminds me of like in the war when they did, what did they do again? My memory escapes me. I don't know.
Nancy was running the show that
I just, if they do, it's funny. I was like, yeah, maybe they could do Michael Jackson, but I was like, man, if they do Michael Jackson, it'd be messed up. They were like, hey, there's some kids out there.
I know.
Like,
this show is for the kids. It's for the kids in Fargo.
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah, no, the 80s. So I was even kind of shocked. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed you up. Go ahead. Keep talking about the 80s. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. I want some Cyndi Lauper. I want some Michael Jackson. I mean, like maybe like a Back to the Future reference for no damn reason. Like depends on where in the 80s they go.
The future is now, David.
That's what I'm saying. So they can bring that back. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I like to see the 80s. That's what I'm saying.
What about you, Stacey?
Milligan. I don't know. I think my issue. I'm still stuck on Loy and his shenanigans. Right? He kills all the black guys. Right? And then maybe those people try to avenge their murders, and Mike has to defend. Do like what was that karate movie that came out in the 80s with the black people?
Oh, Last Dragon.
Yeah, he goes Last Dragon on the
Show enough.
Yes, he is showing up.
Bruce Leroy. That was his name.
Yes,
Bruce Leroy.
yes.
Oh,
let's get some Bruce Leroy 80s Jerry curls.
Oh,
they're real. Oh man,
Tight
they're
leather
break
suits.
dancing.
Yeah.
Break dancing and shit.
I want Charlie Murphy in there. Be like, this is 80s when Prince was the shit. it's like
Then Rick James comes in.
Rick James in this shit for no reason.
And then Prince comes in with a guitar and shit, you know, for no reason. You know.
Mike Milligan's in the club when Rick James punches Charlie Murphy in the face. I'm like, what?
I mean, so I don't know. So the 80s will be interesting. I mean they'll eventually, depending on how many more seasons they're gonna do with this. I think they'll eventually kind of get to the 80s. I would find it more interesting. I mean, I guess they don't necessarily have to do season 5. It would be like a season 6, but like kind of do the 60s. You know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff happened in the 60s. You know what I mean? So, and then at least if they do go into the 60s, like it can for some of y'all that weren't happy with the ending of this, they can kind of show like what happened in between the 1951 and 1979 that made the Kansas City Mafia blow up as big as it did. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. Then maybe you will also get your whole thing with the whole thing of Satchel and him kind of choosing Mike. But however, you watch every Fargo season, no hitman ever went by their actual government name. Matter of fact, I don't think you really even know what their actual name is. But but I guess for people who need those answers, I guess the 60s will be great.
Need plot development, some shit. Like, all that. We just need some symbolism.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, again, like when you watching a show like this, you know what you're getting into. I'm not walking into a Disney film, or I'm not walking into like an HBO made for TV movie. Like this is this is a stylistic show that in a dramatic show like season 2, you had a freaking UFO that was not even answered. And in this one, you had a ghost or whatnot. You know what you're in for. You know what I mean? You got zany little characters that's always from Fargo, who is always kind of some of these characters are always dim-witted. You know what I mean? You got at least 2 of them in every season. And certain things are abrupt. If you don't like that, then you just, I guess Fargo just isn't your show, necessarily. But I don't know. I would find the 60 to be kind of an interesting era to do. Because then you can kind of touch on Vietnam a little bit as well. I don't. And actually, I guess to your point about the 80s, if you remember the end of season 2, when the big honcho told Mike Milligan that, hey man, you need it, like in order to make it up, you know what you need to do? You got to take up golf. That's what you need to do is golf. So it'll be interesting to find like maybe a 50-something-year-old this white gang or whatever. I was like trying to make this business deal who they're thinking like maybe they don't mess with black people or something. And then all of a sudden they go on this golf course and lo and behold, there's a black dude. And they're like, whoa, we answer to you? We answer to a Negro or something? You know what I mean? or some, I don't know. It'll be kind of a fun little Easter egg.
And it's Mike Milligan?
So.
I don't think they're going to say Negro in the 80s.
Yeah, so I'm kind of more interested to see what the seasons go. Clearly they can't use COVID as an excuse in the next coming season. So we'll see, how it goes. So, I know a lot of people weren't happy with the season. So I'm hoping that at least the creators will at least kind of look at this and kind of like maybe kind of re-examine it, because a lot of people did say this is probably the weakest season that they've had. I still think it was a decent season overall, but there was a lot of kind of like unnecessary moments. But we'll see. I mean, kudos to the acting in this. I thought the acting was great. So
it was. I would say one again. I'm sorry, but all the deaths in episode 9 ended up meaning absolutely nothing. No one asked where these people were. Their absence did not change anyone's actions or storylines. Even like they're
not going to. They were like,
it's just.
Do you remember their names?
Yeah, like Rabbi Milligan. Like that was the important thing. Catano.
Episode 9. Who died? What's his name? What's the guy? Name me one person that died in episode 9.
Rabbi.
Okay. Oh, duh, Rabbi.
Ain't no duh.
Calamita.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calamita died.
Okay. See, Stacy helped you out. All right. See, but you did not know. You would have answered so.
We don't know half these fuckers' names.
My point is, these characters were such small side characters or whatnot. I didn't care. I didn't care. Is my point.
Okay, Chris.
All right.
All right, man. All right. Okay. It's fine. We'll see where season 5 goes. Any parting words, Stacy?
Bring on Show Enough.
Who's the bad?
I really don't think they're gonna go ethnic anymore. I think we're gonna get back to like more traditional Fargo stories. If they do 1960s, it will not be the civil rights anything. Like I think they're gonna get back to what Fargo used to.
I mean, I'm not saying that's going to be the basis of it, but I'm saying that just like every other decade, they touch up on certain things that has happened.
The issues of the decade.
Yeah. No, that's not going to be about the silk. This ain't going to be no damn Lovecraft country here necessarily. I'm just saying that is going to be a topic.
It could be a topic.
Just like Vietnam. Vietnam would be too, Right. But it's not like Fargo's going to take place in Vietnam. You know what I mean? That would be silly. I mean, I guess that's my point. So
if it's okay, Chris. All right. Anything else though before we go?
No, man. I thought overall it's a decent season. Obviously there's some things they got they had to work out on. I could kind of tell, especially with this last episode, that I mean that it was very rushed, and again they did film the last 2 episodes literally in September, literally weeks before it actually premiered. I don't know how they pulled that off, but it kind of look rather rushed. But overall I did like the season, and I'm looking forward to more. Shout out to Chris Rock. Shout out to the other homies' names who I can't
see. Because they don't mean nothing.
No, I'm talking about actor's name. I was talking about characters earlier. You couldn't name the character. You can only name
these damn characters.
But shout out to Chris Rock. He did his thing. I loved his death, even though I know Stacy laughed and thought Pookie. So who knows? Maybe season 5 will get Eddie Murphy. Maybe. Well,
he's trying to go dramatic. So we might.
He might be a much older Mike Milligan.
Yeah. Or Idris Elba.
Stop taking on.
Maybe they'll bring in Omari Hardwick.
I would not watch. No.
Oh man, don't be like that.
Tommy come in.
Yeah.
On Fargo. That'd be awesome.
First off, he's too. Wait, so the Mike Milligan you see him? You mean as Mike Milligan?
No, some other character. Not him.
No.
He just plays somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he could be his brother. Maybe actually he can be the horn player. Maybe he can be his brother. He can be the mule. He's getting. He's trying to take
maybe
over.
He's an older mule.
That's what I'm saying. He's older.
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy. I'm sure Tommy can play somebody from Fargo. He got the range.
Tommy can be Zero.
All right.
He can be Irish mob or.
Tommy be like, he said, I would not forget what that Negro told me. That Negro Lloyd, he helped me out a lot. He helped me. Him and his little Negro kids. Like they showed me love.
Oh.
It's okay. I can say Negro because I was raised amongst all of them.
All right. So we got a lot of things this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys very much for watching us throughout the season. Please start your comment.
Go Titans. Yeah.
Go Titans, Chris. But please put it in the comments. What you think of,
Bars.
Bars. Chris and Bars. So they got he dropped the bars. Please put it in the comments. Was the ending what you expected? Did the Mike Milligan origin reveal, was it everything you wanted? Did you want more? Where do you think it's going? I know I was wrong. So you put in the comment, David was wrong. Tell me how much this season means to you, knowing that Mike Milligan was always there. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like on the video, and comment on the video. Share the video. We will be back for a season. We'll be back for a season 5. There is one. If not, stay with this channel. We have many other shows to review. A lot more gangsters that we're going to be looking at, who may live, may not. Let us know, and we will see you again.